2023 was a stellar year for video game releases. Loads of amazing games came out like Spider-Man 2, Baldur's Gate 3, and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. But now we're in 2024, and although I wouldn't say the lineup of video games are going to be as good as last year, or they definitely aren't, but there are still some great games releasing. Here are my top 5 favorite games to watch out for in 2024. And make sure you guys get in the comments because I would like to check out your lineup also. Let's get to it. Let's start off with Persona 3 Reload. Look, I'm not the most loyal fan of Atlus, and I, like a lot of other people, have fell in love with the series playing Persona 5. Of course, Atlus has milked that game similarly to how Bethesda has milked Skyrim, but Persona 3 Reload gives me a chance to check out another staple in the series. This remake is built from the ground up in the Unreal Engine and brings along loads of new mechanics and quality of life updates, so this version of the game will probably play a lot like Persona 5. Hopefully this remake of Atlus's 2006 RPG garners the same widespread fans as Persona 5 did, because this game looks just as good and I can't wait to see how the story unfolds in this one. Persona 3 Reload is out February 2nd for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Next up, let's talk Nightingale. Nightingale is an open world survival crafting game that is played alone or cooperatively. I remember seeing this game at the 2021 Game Awards, and it visually reminds me of Fable. The game is set in a procedurally generated gas lamp fantasy where players will have to craft bases and defend against monstrous creatures. In addition, players will be able to venture into portals into different dimensions. The combat looks like a variety of magic, guns, and swords, which, like I said in the beginning, gives me big Fable vibes. Nightingale is headed to early access via Steam on February 22nd. Next, Capcom finally releases its highly anticipated Dragon's Dogma 2. The game isn't a direct sequel, but it's more of a spiritual successor to the first game in 2012. This time your pawns will talk to each other and interact with the world more. The story looks like it will have some similarities to the first game, of course. The combat appears to have gotten some massive improvements. I've always loved how you can climb on top of dragons and massive beasts and hack and slash your way to victory. The combat has always been so fun in this game. Of course, once again, the players will play as the Arisen, and while we don't know much about the Dragon's Dogma 2 story, I'm sure it will be well worth your time. Dragon's Dogma 2 will be out on March 22nd for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC. Next up, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is the sequel of one of my favorite games of 2020, Final Fantasy VII Remake. The game continues the Final Fantasy VII Remake series, and what I really like about Square Enix's take is they're not following the original story beat for beat, and the developers give you a reason for this in the first game. Don't worry, I will not spoil it for you, but you should totally play it. From what I've seen of the game so far, many of the mechanics are the same as the first. However, I do love how the developers mix up the original turn-based combat formula and integrate it into a more hack and slash experience. On top of that, the story is awesome, and I can't wait to see where Cloud's journey goes next. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is out on February 29th for PlayStation 5. Last but not least, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. If you've been following this channel for a long time, and I mean for a long time, then you know that I love Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, and when I heard that Ninja Theory and Xbox were coming out with a sequel, I couldn't wait to play it. This time, Senua finds herself fighting the horrors of Viking Iceland. I love the Dark Norse themes of these games, and I can't wait to see where Senua's next chapter leads her. We recently saw this game at Xbox's Developer Direct, and the game will be the same length as the first and will cost $50. That is a bit of a letdown. I was hoping for a longer game, but Ninja Theory is sticking to a shorter experience that's high in quality. However, with the information that we got from the Direct, the better technology is being used to bring Senua's sequel to life, and that's what good Microsoft money gets you. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 is out May 21st and will be available on Xbox Series X. Of course, this is just my opinion. These are just the games that I think that are really awesome in 2024, and I can't wait to play. Make sure you guys get in the comments, give me your list, because I'll definitely interact with you, and I want to see what you guys are really excited for in 2024. Make sure you guys also subscribe to the channel. We are well on our way to 1,000 subscribers, and it's just been a great journey with you guys, and really do appreciate you guys. You can follow me on Twitter at Cali from the Dojo. My name is Curtis with the Seoul Dojo Gaming channel, and I'll check you guys later, all right? Peace.